Welcome to Cuelist Tutorials. In this tutorial, we're going to discuss the work note. One of the attributes located inside every queue is the work note. This attribute allows you to attach an easily referenceable note to any queue where you have edit permissions. If a queue has a work note attached to it, you're going to see a marker inside the queue notifying you that the queue has a work note. There are two ways to trigger work notes. First, and the easiest way is to go up and mouse over both the layer name and the color box and to right click. That's going to open a pop-up with the work note. You can click in the work note and give yourself some information. So for instance, we could say brighten this queue. You can then hit return. It's going to save that work note, and you're going to see an indication that this queue has a work note attached to it with a star on the right side of the queue. If we go back in and we right click again, we can see now that the check box is checked and brighten this queue is listed as our work note. The other way to add a work note is to go far over to the left-hand side of the attribute, left click, open up all of the attributes, scroll to the bottom, and you will see the same work note label allowing you to insert information here. If we want to add a work note there, you're going to get the same result. And again, if we right click here, we'll see the work note available. There is another way to add a work note, and that is to go into list view. You're going to see your work notes here. You can add a work note directly in list view. Now, once you have your work notes created, as we've said, it's notated in the queue. Up top at the menu bar, we have an icon that's the work note icon. And if we click on it, we're going to see a list of all our work notes. And you can turn on or off the work notes for any layer that you have. So we're just looking at our LX work notes right now. If we turn that off and turn on sound, there are no work notes on sound. So we can tell that we've completed those work notes. All right, we're going to go back to our LX work notes. Now, the work note here, if we click on this work note, it's going to take us to that page. So let's look at what that looks like. We'll just go to a random page, go to our work note list, click on the work note on LX15, and it will immediately take us to that page and open up our queue attributes. I'll close those for now just so we keep it nice and neat. But once we complete that work note, we can hit this button here that will archive the note. So I'm going to archive the note. You'll notice that the annotation at the end of the work note has disappeared, and the work note is now it has now been archived. If we go into the individual queue, we can look at any work notes that have been archived, and we can see when they were saved. So we can look at our archive work notes. From here, we can restore the archive note as the current note, or we could delete permanently the archive note. There's no reason to delete the archive note unless you want to. They can accumulate here in the archive work notes. If we move this back to restoring the archive note as the current note, you'll notice it's just going to fill our work note, and it is going to once again add our star to the end of that work note. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to archive it this way. Just hit the archive button and close that. Okay, now we see that we have a work note here still, and we can also view our archive work notes here in our work note list just by clicking the archive notes. This is all of our archive notes, all accumulated for each layer. So, and we're back to our current work notes. The last thing that we can do here is export our work notes, and exporting the work notes works just like exporting from list view. You're going to hit the export button and it will immediately download a CSV file with all of your work notes that you can open up in any spreadsheet program you like. Okay, that's it for work notes. Thanks for watching.